All right, we want to thank Apollo Strings. Thank you for being here. And a very special thank you to Ms. Casey Thompson for your instruction and conducting at Moorhead Schools. At this time, we'd like to thank the board and community volunteers that have helped bring this evening to you. At this time, we'd like to recognize Moorhead Legacy's Board of Directors, Vice Chair Catherine Halverson, Treasurer Carl Stumo, Secretary Mike Feely, Past Chair Lisa Steiger, Mator Alier, Stephen Ostrup, Ali Bondi, Sue Ellingson, Chuck Fisher, and Julie Wilson. We'd also like to recognize our newest staff member, Gretchen Noah, for the administrative help that she's providing. We'd also like to thank those from Moorhead Schools that have been part of the Legacy team this past year, Mr. Brian Cole, Cassidy Bjorkland, and Superintendent Brandon Lunick. We have an incredible team of leaders within this organization, and I'm honored to serve alongside them. A special event tonight. Go ahead, you can clap. Special thanks to Carrie Dries and Dries Marketing and our auction sponsors who have helped advocate for this event tonight and many in-kind gifts. You can view the silent auction on our Gala donor site by texting the word SpudTacular 2022 to 243-725 if you haven't already. Thank you to all these people for helping make this event possible. If you're here tonight, please stand and wave so we can thank you briefly. Well, we already clapped, didn't we? Yeah. All right, and now Vice Chair Catherine Halverson will share some words about Legacy's mission and a word of thanks to our supporters and beneficiaries. Please welcome Catherine Halverson.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be together. Thank you for coming and supporting our SPUDs. The Moorhead Legacy Education Foundation, our role in this community is really to help support this amazing district and the wonderful work they do on behalf of our kids each and every day. I have been so blessed to have two kids that are growing up here in Moorhead, and they've had amazing opportunities that are enriching their lives and helping them be ready for what is next. And I want to make sure that those opportunities are available for kids who might not have the same financial resources that many of the kids that we have in this room have. So that's what we're doing here tonight, and what we do all year long in the Legacy Foundation is to really help support those kids and make sure they have opportunities to go to college, so scholarships, to make sure that they have money for snacks when they're those elementary kiddos that might not otherwise be able to afford them. And then also equip and empower our teachers and our staff in the district to create and think about innovative opportunities in their classrooms. So we provide grants for them to help them to be able to do that. And you're going to hear more about the things that we do throughout our evening. But first, I want to just take a moment to thank our gala sponsors. They are on the screen. This event would not be possible without them. And even more importantly, those who are investing in this night are investing in the work that we do with the Legacy Foundation. So they are on the screen, they are on your programs, and also on our donor site. So we want to thank them. Can you help me in thanking our sponsors? Also this summer, a number of other organizations in our awesome community gave generously to the foundation and were recognized in our calendar that was sent to every family in the district. So we also want to just take a moment to thank those organizations as well. Another huge thank you. Oh my gosh, one of their first catering events, and this is what this turned out to be. I hope that you are enjoying your meal. We'll have cheesecakes coming out for you in just a few minutes for dessert. So thank you to our caterers and also to DS Beverages. They're a locally owned company that's right here in Moorhead and are just generous sponsors for the work that we do, along with FabTap, who is here serving those drinks and our signature SpudTacular beverage tonight. So thank you to everyone. And now I have the awesome opportunity to introduce Kevin Wallivind. He is our Master of Ceremonies. He's been a reporter at WDAY TV since 1983. Kevin is a native of Vining, Minnesota, and a 6-time National Edward R. Murrow Award recipient, and has won multiple Emmys. We are fortunate to have someone of his talent in our community, and the Legacy Foundation so grateful for his support tonight. Let's welcome Kevin Wallivind. Thanks.
Thank you, Catherine and Janelle. I always leave the seat early. I'm to the age where it takes me longer to hop on the stage, so I had to time that perfectly. I got here shortly before things got rolling, and we could actually do a documentary called The Volunteers of Moorhead Schools, because all day this place was just buzzing with parents and other volunteers, spending the day doing all this work to get this place situated. It's an awesome venue, and all the tables, you can see a lot of people put time into that. So there's a lot of parents. So if you could thank all them for doing what they did. So I grew up in a town of about 40 people. So when I moved up here 40 years ago, this was like metropolis. I actually had my brother, who was in college at the time, meet me at the 336 exit because I was scared to death to like drive into the city. And so there I was in my 62 Ford, and following him in his white Granada or whatever it was. And so I think about the changes in all those years, what has happened here in the district. And I think back to covering Moorhead school board meetings back in the 80s, you know, when there so many big decisions were being made, and into the 90s, the same thing. And I was at a Moorhead ice cream shop the other night and ran into a longtime school administrator who's been retired many years, and we got to talking about all the changes in the district and, you know, just the powerful things that are happening in the Moorhead School District right now, and he was thrilled to see that. You see the tradition of excellence. We heard it tonight with Apollo Strings, and then you'll hear firsthand stories tonight about how the Legacy Foundation is having a positive impact on 152. And now we'll hear from our leader, Brandon Lunick.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that introduction. And good evening tonight. On the behalf of over 7,400 students and 1,200 staff at the Moorhead Area Public School, we'd like to thank you personally for your interest in our school district. I am grateful to be part of this school district and the community of Moorhead. I'd also like to personally thank the community for your incredible support starting back in 2015 with the bond for Dorothy Dodds and the addition at Horizon, which led then into our 2019 bond. And because of that momentum, we were able to pass the 2019 bond with 76% support. And again, I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. It's not every day that you get that kind of support for a bond. Because of that 76% support, I got to divert a little bit here and tell a story. I was traveling with my wife down to the cities, and I got a phone call, and it said it was from Washington, D.C. And I'm thinking to myself, that's got to be a spam call. No, I don't know anybody in Washington, D.C. And so I let it go to voicemail, and sure enough, it was Senator Tina Smith, who was calling to congratulate us because she had heard that we were going to be constructing a career academy here in Moorhead But even more interesting than the Career Academy, she said in her voicemail, was, how did you get 76% support? And so again, I want to just thank the community for that. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. That blows my mind. We were fortunate to open this facility last fall, and this project itself is a part of a two-part project. The facility here, and then of course the Moorhead High School project as well. And as you see behind me is our video that's going on. It is our goal to open next year during the 24-25 school year, opening up our academic wings, which you can see are the 1 3-story and the 1 2-story and the 2 3-story wings there. We'll transition our students and our staff over around the holiday time. And then our goal is to complete the performing arts, the administrative spaces, and some of the theater construction as well, and we'll transition that in the 25-26 school year. We do have our construction and design team here today, and they're one of the sponsors of this event, but I'd like to give them, let's give them a round of applause for the work that they've done for us. Needless to say, we're super excited about the opportunities that we are creating for our students through the Career Academy and the new Moorhead High. We look forward to being able to bring our community in to this facility once the construction is complete. Beyond the Moorhead Area Public Schools team, again, I am grateful for this community. And it's amazing to see the hard work, the support, the strength that is evident here in Moorhead. It's hard to put it in perspective, but that M really means something to each and every one of us. We're extremely grateful for the work of this foundation and its unwavering support and the unwavering support from the community. Thank you everyone for supporting the school district and supporting this wonderful organization.
Thanks, Brendan. As we look to the incredible things on the horizon in the future, we also look to the past and realize what a strong foundation that is being built upon. One important tradition at Moorhead Schools is to celebrate the Hall of Honor. This morning, Moorhead Schools inducted 6 amazing alumni and community members into the Moorhead High School Hall of Honor at a special brunch. Many of those alumni or family members are with us tonight, and we want to recognize and thank them for how they have lived out the SPUD mission and made incredible contributions to their organizations, industries, and communities. Please stand if you are a 2022 Hall of Honor inductee or family member representative. Let's give our inductees Cordelia Blount, Randall Flick, Robert Litherland, Tom Shimabukuro, Al Swedberg, and Chuck Watson a big SPUD round of applause. Now please welcome Brian Cole. He's with us tonight to share a little bit about our honored guests and also SPUD history. You emceed that today?
I did, yeah. Yeah, it was great. All right, thanks, Kevin. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
One of these years, we're going to have Kevin sing from The Music Man.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay. Well, just to recap briefly, this morning at the Ops Center, special thanks to Bell Bank for sponsoring the Hall of Honor ceremony. Also, special thanks to the committee members. I know Dave Lawrence is here, Dean Haugo, Brenda Richmond, and the entire committee. They do a fantastic job of going through all the nominations, selecting them, and also producing the event. Although I walked in this morning and there's no music, and I teach orchestra. I looked at Dave and I said, Dave, we really could use some music here. And he said, well, I have a Bluetooth speaker in my pocket. And sure enough, Dave had a small Bluetooth speaker, and you couldn't hear a thing. So I'm going to fix that for next year. But it was a special morning. The room was full. Tremendous support for all of our inductees. One quick story, Chuck Watson, the founder and father of our Moorhead hockey program, was inducted this morning, and several drove up from the Twin Cities. In fact, Chris, are you in here? Chris is here. Chris, why don't you stand up? Chris was the second Spud goalie. Where are you, Chris? It's great to see him. A couple players from Eden Prairie. Also, a gentleman flew in all the way from Thailand. The only reason he came is he wanted to honor his former coach, and I thought that was very touching. One of the themes of the morning was that home is where your story is, and all the recipients or their family members had meaningful stories to share. One of the inductees was Bob Litherland. The Litherlands opened the Dairy Queen in Moorhead on the corner of 8th and Main, I think in 1940. Yeah, we all love the Dairy Queen. Kevin, did you know my daughter works at the Dairy Queen? Yeah, first name basis. Yeah, right. Yeah, she says you're there all the time, Snickard Blizzard, but when the current owners of the Dairy Queen, Bob and Phyllis Litherland, owned that Dairy Queen until the 1990s, they sold it to Troy and Diane DeLeon. And when they heard that Bob Litherland was being inducted into our high school Hall of Honor, they donated 45 dilly bars for the ceremony this morning. And so there's nothing like a dilly bar at 11:30 on a Sunday afternoon in the fall, and it was great. On a Saturday, yeah. It was a touching morning. So it was a great recap of that event. So that's this morning, and those are the incredible inductees and their families. So again, if you're here, it was wonderful to be able to recognize you and your family members.
Thank you. Stay. Those of you who attended last year's gala recall that the foundation announced support and funding for the Spud History Book as we get ready for 150 years of Spudville. Brian, can you update us on that project?
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely a marathon project. It's not a sprint. In all honesty, we received the first grant about 2 years ago. But as you may recall, it was in 2016 that Lynn Kovash said, you know, Brian, when I retire, let's write a book on the history of the Moorhead schools. And so since 2016, it's really been in the back of my mind that this is something that we're going to do. And this past year, here's some of the things that have been happening. We wanted current students to get involved. And this past winter at Horizon, between 40 and 50 5th through 8th graders for 7 weeks. I think you did a story on this, Kevin. Yeah, it was great. They would stay after school. They would go through about 80 years. They went through all 80 years of the Spud newspaper. They took photos, put it in a Google spreadsheet, which was incredibly helpful to me this summer doing some more research. And also the great Rick Westra and his assistant Alex Ryan this summer came up to the auditorium at Horizon, and they took photos, hundreds of photos. We have about 750 artifacts, and they took photos of all of them, uniforms and trophies and buttons and letter jackets and so on and so forth. So next, we're going to take a quick look at how the book is going to be laid out. The book will be around 300 pages, contain between 1,500 and 3,000 photos. And it's going to be very much a illustrated history separated by chapter, and each chapter will be by decade. The book will be laid out chronologically. Each of the chapters will begin with a large photo. If we can go to the next slide. Thanks, Jameson. So as an example, the first 2 pages of every chapter will have a photo that situates the reader. This is from 1880. This is one of our first schools. Brandon Lunick's first grade was spent in this school. And so that's page 1 and 2 of every decade. Next, we will go to, it will be a vintage map from an era to show how Moorhead has grown. Have the city population on the bottom will be a timeline. This happens to be a map, I think, from 1886. It's a big deal back in that era to do bird's eye, illustrated 3D of what it would look like from the air. And we're thankful that some of our city founders commissioned a gentleman to come up from Minneapolis to do a 3D aerial version of Moorhead in the 1880s. So that's page 3 and 4. Page 5 and 6, we have somewhat of an infographic page. On the top, you'll see the enrollment trends. In the bottom, we'll have the yearbook covers. The schools that are used will list the school board members as well as building administrators and how many graduates we have. And then the next 10 pages will look something like this, be filled with photos. and the lower quarter of the page will be a timeline that will move through the decade that will highlight 4 or 5 key events throughout the course of that decade, along with corresponding pictures. So that's what the book looks like. The Legacy Foundation, earlier this year, approved the creation of a special logo for 150th anniversary. As you know, Twitter is an amazing communication tool. One of my favorite Twitter follows, his name is, well, the name of the account is called UniWatch. He has almost 1 million followers. And anytime there's a baseball game or anytime there's a football game and somebody has a different emblem on their jersey, this guy tweets about it, and he has quite a following. And it was probably a year and a half ago, I commented on one of his emblems that he had. I said, "Who designed that?" And he responded, he said, "First of all, I think Spuddy is great." And he said, "Here's the guy who did our logo." And so if we can go to the next slide, please. The gentleman's name that he gave me is, in my opinion, the greatest sports logo creator in the country. These are a few of the logos that he has done. You can go to the next slide, please, Jameson. He's done the Super Bowl All-Star Game. And so very nervously, I messaged him on Twitter. And he responded within an hour. And he said, "Oh, you're the Moorhead Spud account." He said, "I love seeing Spuddy." And I told him that we're celebrating 150, and I just asked him, would he ever consider doing a logo? And I knew the price tag was really, really high. And he said, "You know, once or twice a year, I'll take on a nonprofit for a nominal fee." And he said, "I would be honored to create the logo for the Moorhead 150th anniversary." So it's very cool. So now, very quickly, So here, we worked together this summer quite a bit. Here are some of his early ideas, and then we settled just last week on this one. You can only put it up for 2 seconds. Okay, goodbye, go, okay. So anyway, we're really excited about it. Our amazing activity director, Dean Haugo, has agreed to put patches on uniforms next year, helmet decals. We hope to shower our city in Spuddy and that logo this next year. So as we celebrate the amazing Spuds of the past, the Legacy Foundation continues to provide meaningful and engaging experiences for our students. I was thinking on the drive over tonight, 6 years ago, Kevin, you and I would come here Sunday after church for free samples. You remember that? And now, well, the Dairy Queen was closed, so we had nowhere else to go. But anyway, several years ago, what we are experiencing now is current history. I like what my friend Mark Peel says, history, it's made daily. And every day we walk into our school building, every day a new building opens, we are creating history. And the experiences and opportunity that we provide for our students are a direct result of you folks providing for our foundation. So thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin.
Brian's really humble about this, but he spends his summers at the Clay County Museum going through newspaper articles and books and journals, and he almost has an apartment over there. And he really should be thanked for all this volunteer time that he's putting in, because it's incredible. And plus he gives us good story tips. So I appreciate that. So I can't wait to do a story on the logo. All right, this is one of the reasons you came here, the paddle game. Matt Lyseth, come on down. Or you can come up here if you want.
Check 1, 2. All right, got to get a professional to do it. All right, everybody up for the paddle game. Everybody who has a paddle, stand up. Here we go, here's the rules. Now first, before we get started, we need to sell more paddles, because I'm not sure if all of you heard, but this is a fundraiser. So the way we raise more funds is by selling paddles. So I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit. If we can sell 10 more paddles before I flip the coin, I will add a $100 Hornbacher gift certificate to the Blackstone Grill. So your first meal will be paid for. 10 more paddles sold. You got 4? We got 10. All right, here we go. We're going to start the game. For all of you who have never played, it's as simple as you put orange out or black out, and then we will flip the coin. And I'd like to just show you the coin tonight. So on the black side is black, and the M that's orange will be orange. I'd like to thank my father, a 1956 Moorhead High graduate, for constructing this coin for us tonight, and my soon-to-be 2027 graduate for decorating it. So you got all Spud all the time on this thing. All right, is everybody ready? Paddles up. Orange. All right, we knocked out a lot of people. All right. Hold them up. Black. And this is for the Spud Rock with the new M logo on it. How many do we have left? We'll do one more here and we'll bring you up front. Okay, pick your color. Orange. All right, everybody who's got it, bring it on up to the stage. Let's see ya. Get up here. Yeah, on the stage. Face straight out to the crowd.
Wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. There's plenty of room. All right. Picked it just about right. All right, everybody. Colors out. Black. All right. Now I need you to face away from each other so you can't see what you guys are choosing for colors. There we go. Because here's the best part of the game. If they all choose the same color and they are wrong, everybody is back in. Here we go. Colors picked. Black. Hey! Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you, Matt. And Matt will be back shortly. The Moorhead Legacy Foundation is committed to making connections with students, their families, our staff, our alumni, and our community. This year, we have invited a few individuals who will share with us firsthand the work of the foundation. Cassidy Björklund is a school board member. We'd like to call her up to talk about the impact of food for thought. Cassidy.
Thank you all for being here tonight. As Kevin said, my name is Cassidy Björklund and I serve on our school board here. I would like to talk about Food for Thought. The Legacy Foundation created Food for Thought program under the direction and guidance of the late Superintendent Lynn Kovash. Since 2018, the foundation has provided over $130,000 to the district. I think we should clap for that. The previous year's gift totaled $27,000. This year is the first year the numbers are clear that 2 out of 5 students in Moorhead school districts, or 40% of our student population, qualifies for free and reduced lunch. But the state funding does not provide a snack or morning milk for them. Some milk and snack is the first meal of the day when there isn't food at home. We all know that a fed student is a student that can focus and learn on their greatest potential. Horizon Middle School students have raised nearly $2,000 alone by participating in the Penny Wars over the years. They should be proud of the impact they're having on their peers in need. We will present, the Legacy will present this year's Food for Thought gift following the gala after earmarked funds and donations are totaled. As the need rises, the foundation will ask the community to consider partnering with us during our Giving Hearts Day in 2023. The Legacy Foundation has a traveling award for classrooms that participate in the Pennies Wars, and we are thankful to the staff that share in our efforts and educate their students about the need in our community. Statistically speaking, 8 students in the classroom of 20 are in need of support. It costs $20 to feed one student for 1 month, or $171 to feed a student milk and snack for a year. You can make a difference by donating tonight or participating with us in Giving Hearts Day this winter. Again, thank you guys all for being here.
Thank you, Cassidy. A special shout out goes to our teachers, Penny Wars. That is what we call Spud Impact. Speaking of impact, each year the foundation awards up to $10,000 to the staff of the Moorhead schools for them to implement innovative projects. One Moorhead teacher, Tim Pipinich, received a grant to create a project at Horizon Middle School. As he comes to the stage tonight, let's take a look at this video he made to document the project.
Hello, I'm Daryl Johnson II, and I'm the composer of Clay County Overture. Wherever you grew up or where knowledge and the memories of the key fixtures of our hometowns. What are some of the fixtures of your own hometown that you remember most fondly? Clay County Overture was commissioned by Horizon Middle School in Moorhead, Minnesota under the direction of Tim Pipinich and Dan Christensen to commemorate these very aspects of their own region of the country. In particular, the piece explores 3 of them. The first of these is the Red River, which connects Fargo, North Dakota to Moorhead, Minnesota. Here we have buoyant scalar melodies bubbling in thirds over a cool, bright accompaniment. From there we get to the second subject, which is devoted to the region's love of ice cream and summer sweets. Dairy Queen, Tasty Freeze, and similar establishments are standing room only come springtime and are the stuff of sweet memories of the people of the region. Dairy Queen actually, that was the Dairy Queen where the Dilly Bar was invented. And it's here that we have the alto saxophones and horns getting their time in the sun with an extended prominent melody. And the low woodwinds also get a run for their money with some challenging but fun agility workouts. From there we get to the third theme, which is the Scandinavian heritage. So Minnesota is home to more Scandinavian Americans than any other state. And the Viking theme is represented centrally in Moorhead with a massive 9th century Norwegian burial ship that's on display in a local museum there. This theme is introduced with the power of the low brass and is heavy, brash, and pioneering in nature. The piece closes with an amalgamation of all 3 themes in a celebratory conclusion. Clay County Overture is the perfect bridge for ensembles transitioning from grade 2 literature to grade 3 literature and provides opportunities for growth in rhythm, part independence, and melodic control.
All right, and Tim joins us now. Come on up, Tim. If you could just talk a little bit about the project and the impact that you think it had on the kids.
Sure. Well, I think Daryl Johnson summed it up pretty well, so good night. No. My name is Tim Pipinich. I am one of the band directors at Horizon Middle School, and I'm proof positive that they will really let anybody in here. But they seated me at a table with Dave Lawrence and Jeremy Larson, so I must have done something right. Daryl Johnson was somebody I actually met prior to my time at Moorhead. My home state is Montana, and I taught for 6 years in East Helena. And he actually reached out to me saying, hey, I'm on this tour, and I just wanted to know if you would enjoy like a composer visit and maybe play a piece of mine. And I had never heard of this person, and I'm like, I need to make sure that this is like real, and once again, that it's not some sort of spam call, you know. But I looked him up online, and he had all sorts of credits and pieces, and I'm like, well, this is cool. This is a great opportunity. So in that case, it was a piece that he had already written that we played with those students, and he visited them and worked with them about a month before the concert. Well, I've been thinking about it and talking with him about it for a good several months and years, and being like, let's one up this and let's commission you to write something new. If you've ever wondered, how does new music get written? I imagine writing a band piece is pretty hard, and that people probably don't necessarily do it just for pleasure, so they tend to have to be commissioned by an organization or a consortium in order for that piece to be written. The Moorhead Legacy Foundation grant went a long way towards that happening for us, and of course, right in the middle of when we were going to premiere the piece, COVID occurred. So a 2-year project became a 3-year project. In some ways, that was actually advantageous, because then, since everybody was more literate in like Google Meets and things like that, we were able to actually have Daryl Johnson meet with our students multiple times. And it's important to note that the students that were going to be playing this piece, which would be last year's 9th graders, got to have a voice in what the piece was about. And there were some things being bandied about, and we ended up kind of coming up with a cultural snapshot that he described. When he looked up Moorhead, and when we described Moorhead to him, he settled on the the Red River flooding geography. I think it's really cool that somebody said the founders of the Moorhead Dairy Queen are here, because it's proof positive that you still have quite an influence and an impact on this community and on kids, because immediately they were all like, yeah, we have the first, and he found that just fantastic, that everybody's so stoked about this. And I said, yeah, we're one of the few communities where people line up around the block on March 1st for ice cream outside. And he thought that was just super cool. I do have to insert here that one of the deleted ideas students came up with was the onslaught of wild turkeys in our region. There was a long discussion about, yeah, we should have this be a programmatic piece about like turkeys taking over the town. And it was hilarious. I have a recording of the meet somewhere, but I was also like, that makes the piece a little bit esoteric for other people, but it was close. This almost became a turkey invasion piece. The piece was premiered last spring at Moorhead High School, since they were now 9th graders instead of 8th graders. So I do have to extend a big thank you to Pam Redlinger for continuing their preparation on that. And one thing that makes it really exciting is this piece exists in the canon of music now forever. We have exclusive rights to perform it for a year, and then after that, it goes on sale for anyone. So there is now a band piece out there called Clay County Overture, which I think really rolls off the tongue. And it does, it just sounds good, it sounds strong. I want to play that piece. And anyone in the world or in the country can purchase this piece. It has program notes about the piece and about Moorhead, and there's a dedication on the top that mentions Horizon Middle School of Moorhead, Minnesota, and that's out there now forever. One of the slogans of the American Composers Forum is, there was one time when all music was new. And the whole concept of a canon of music, your Beethoven, your Bach, and your Mozart, as wonderful as they are, is a bit of a social construct that we're trying to move past, in the sense that new music is a good thing. In addition to writing this piece, he actually also gave a composition workshop with students in person, where he just discussed the idea that being a composer and a writer of music is a viable, real job that one can have. And he showed off some of the software that made that happen. And it was just truly, truly an unforgettable day and an unforgettable experience. And I got to reconnect with him as a person. The first time we met back in Montana, he was a single guy. Second time, he was married with a kid. And, first time he met my wife, Katie, and we had a very young baby. Now we have 3 kids. And it was just this really beautiful thing, all as a celebration of Clay County and of Moorhead, which the students decided on. So I want you to know that the students also came up with the idea of making something that our community could be proud of, that now anybody has out there. That video is accessible to anyone. So it was very humbling, very cool. I hope to do something like that again in the years ahead. And of course, thanks not only to Mrs. Redlinger, to all of you, but the Moorhead Legacy Foundation, which helped make it happen. So thank you.
Thanks, Tim. So Brian talked about SPUD history and the impact that Moorhead teachers, graduates, and community members have. Since 1883, over 27,000 students have graduated from Moorhead High. Since the 1990s, the foundation has been committed to providing scholarships to graduating students of Moorhead High School. Last spring, the Legacy Foundation awarded over $111,000 in scholarships to 92 students. Let's hear from a few of them.
First year pharmacy student at NDSU's College of Pharmacy. My SPUD scholarship means a lot to me because it allows me to reach my goals of improving patient outcomes and improving our community's health in the future. It also allows me to focus on my studies right now, which further impacts my ability to aid patients in the future. I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Dobmeyer and Mrs. Casper because they would always put a smile on my face in high school. We are SPUDs, we are the future.
My name is Parker Wood. I am a 2022 recipient of the Pitsenberger Family Post-Secondary Scholarship. What does the scholarship mean to me? The scholarship has reduced the financial burden of attending college and has allowed me to focus on my education while attending college. I'd like to give a shout out to two Moorhead teachers that made a positive impact on me during my time. First shout out is to Jeff Schneider, a shop teacher at Moorhead High School. And my second shout out is to Nicole Bolite, my 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Ellen Hopkins Elementary. Both are awesome people and great educators. And lastly, we are SPUDs, we are hard workers.
So as we begin to close the program, let's reflect on that motto. We are SPUDs. We are, and I think we can all think of a few words to fill in that blank. We are resilient, motivated. We are valued, and we are cared for. The work of the foundation is all for the benefit of Moorhead Schools and its students, staff, and families that are a part of it. And each of us is here tonight to take part in that support. Let's bring Matt up for second paddle game.
All right, everybody. We still have paddles to sell, so this is the time we're going to walk around again. So I got 10 out of you for $100. So I want 20 more, and I will increase that gift card to $500 to go with your Blackstone Grill. 20 more. You have 2 hands. You could use 2. That guarantees you to get into the second round. It's good for this next sponsor, Dakota Supply Group, for the drill driver. It's $20 for free stuff. Got 2 hands. Got 2 hands. Oh boy, that's a lot of groceries. That could be a party in the backyard instead of just a meal for the family. Everybody ready? Okay. Here we go. Everybody up. Everybody colors out, and orange. Here we go, here we go. All right, colors out. Orange. All right. Colors out and black. Oh, that took a lot of you out. Just thought it was going to be orange forever. All right, one more round and then we'll bring them up. All right, pick your color. Orange. Looks like we've got 6 left. Come on up to the stage. Have you moved towards it? Thanks again to the Dakota Supply Group for this prize. I'm going to have you move forward. Otherwise, I'll never be able to flip this coin. To the edge, you won't fall off the front, I swear. Orange.
I wasn't paying attention.
What are we down to? All right, everybody up on the front of the stage. Colors out. Everybody ready? Orange.
I'm out of here.
One winner. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carl Stumo, and I serve as treasurer for the Moorhead Legacy Education Foundation, and I'm honored to be able to represent again tonight the board. I would like to make a really quick stop and say thanks to Janelle Lyseth. Where's Janelle? She has done an incredible level of work right here. She has been working on this event for weeks, and I don't think everybody knows exactly how much time you've put into this. So thanks for that. I'm really honored to be on the board. I remember the time I was invited to be a part of the board. Both Rob By and I think Superintendent Lunick was an inviter as well. I told him I'm not a SPUD grad, and we had a conversation. He said, well, I think it's appropriate someone who resembles the SPUDdy as much as you do, then I would be able to be a part of that. So thanks for that, I think. Brandon, that was fun. I just want to reiterate some of the points that have been made tonight. I think this is an evening when we have the opportunity to honor our past, to celebrate the present, and really imagine the future. We've talked about the SPUD History Project with over, 27,000 SPUD alums going back all the way to 1880. Just an amazing number of folks who've had an impact in excellence in education and teaching and learning here in the district. So we honor our past through the program Food for Thought and SPUD Impact. We have the time and the opportunity to celebrate the future, to be able to invest in our students today who may have some challenges. You may have heard there are some of the highest levels of food insecurity for some of our students in the community now, so never a better time to invest in the Food for Thought program. And then also celebrate the amazing innovation and creativity on the part of our faculty and staff in the district who go above and beyond to create new and innovative program of teaching and learning for our students in the district. And the SPUD Impact program is designed to help those educators lift up their best teaching skills and gifts to the benefit of our students. And then finally, I have a great opportunity to serve on the Legacy Foundation to be able to evaluate all of the SPUD Scholar applications, and you saw and heard a few of those students tonight. Again, we had a chance to recognize 92 different students who are SPUD grads going off to college, both locally as well as across the country, and invest over $119,000 to those students. and that is envisioning the future. Those students are going to have amazing impacts in their families, in their communities, in their churches, in their schools, and as leaders in their communities. So investing in scholarships is really a key opportunity for our students to be successful when they're done. So I hope that you will use your phones, find those QR codes, go to the Legacy webpage, and invest in honoring our past, celebrating our future, and envisioning the future as well. So thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you, Carl, and thank you to everyone for your generosity. So now we are heading into the entertainment portion of our evening, although I think all of this has been quite entertaining, all right? So first off, we have the pleasure of getting to hear, just after a few weeks of practice and rehearsal, some of the cast members from Rock of Ages, Moorhead High's upcoming musical that will be performed in November. So I don't know about you, but there's not much better than 80s rock songs. So help me welcome the Moorhead High School Theater.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this night's gala. I'd like to thank you all for coming. So we are the cast of Moorhead High School's production of Rock of Ages. And tonight we are going to be singing for you, Don't Stop Believing by Journey. We hope you all enjoy, and don't forget to rock on! us on Instagram for more information, and we hope to see you there.
Hold on to that feeling. Be like people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Sweet nights, people. Don't you stop. Oh yeah. Hold on to that feeling, little girl. People.
One more time!
Don't stop.
Amazing, amazing. Imagine what that will be like in November. So excited to watch them shine in a couple months. So thank you, Moorhead High School Theater. So now we have about 20 minutes for you to stand up, stretch your legs, use your drink ticket, spend money at the silent auction, and we will be back with Kathy Brecky and her band at 8:15. Kathy is a beloved music teacher at Moorhead High School, and she is retiring after this school year. I would bet that thousands of Spuds have had the opportunity to sing with Kathy over her tenure at Moorhead High School. Can we take a minute and clap for Kathy Brecky? So she is here with the amazing 42nd Street Band, which tonight includes an awesome Moorhead High School drummer, a Moorhead alum. Matt Tinjum is with us tonight. So we're so glad to welcome Kathy Brecky and the 42nd Street Band. We'll give them a little bit of time to stand or to set up, and they'll be ready in about 15 minutes. So thanks again for being here tonight, and we'll be back soon.
I be like, sheesh, sunset on the beach. Make me wanna pull up on Miami with the heat. I don't know about you, but I know about me. Summertime in Florida, catch me sliding on the key, yeah. Oh, something's happening inside of me. Excellence, yeah, it's gotta be hot and cold, it's dichotomy. Rock with me with some prodigies. Lottie-dottie, we party. They hear us down in the lobby. We try to tell them to join us, and if they don't, they'll be sorry. No time to be addy hating. It's history in the making. I'm loving all the options, quite everything that they're saying. My mama proud that she ought to be out and drunk, keep on calling me. But even if he didn't, she still think we hit the lottery. Don't need diamonds to be cold. I'm so shiny, I'm like, oh, you just gotta let it show. Run it back and let's reload. I be like, sheesh, sunset on the beach. Make me wanna pull up on Miami with the heat. I don't know about you, but I know about me. Summertime in Florida, catch me sliding on the key. Yeah, I'm sliding. My looks could kill they violent. Look at me, look at me, I'm the captain and pilot. I'm on an island private. Don't ask me what the vibe is. I can't define it, can't even put that shit down and write it. Yeah, sun shining, 24/7 clouds floating. Wait, is this heaven?